Can you imagine playing against an attacker who has the dribbling ability of Neymar, the eye for goal like a young Ronaldo Nazario, and the poise of Zidane? All at just 17 years old. Well, defenders across La Liga are currently facing that nightmare in the form of Lamine Yamal. The young Barcelona prodigy is rewriting the rules of what's possible for a teenager, and La Liga better be terrified. Barcelona has long been a hotbed for precocious young talents who have gone on to redefine the sport. The likes of Pep Guardiola, Andres Iniesta, and Lionel Messi all burst onto the scene as teenagers, their preternatural abilities making a mockery of their tender ages. This storied tradition of developing transcendent skills at the youth level has bred an expectation in Barcelona that the next generational icon is always just around the corner. The reputation of the club itself rests on a constant churn of young phenoms ready to take up the mantle. Even in the pantheon of Barcelona's teenage sensations though, Lamine Yamal stands out as a singular phenomenon. Born on July 13, 2007, the young Catalan prodigy made his first-team debut for the Blaugrana at just 15 years and 261 days old in April 2023, the youngest player to ever feature for the senior side. In the process, he broke the 85-year record previously held by Armando Saggi. Yamal's emergence sparked immediate parallels with Lionel Messi. The hype was real, and it was spectacular. A product of La Masia, Barcelona's fabled youth academy, Lamine Yamal was steeped in the fundamentals of tiki-taka from a very young age. Emerging through the ranks, he showcased an effortless blend of technical security, intelligent movement, and audacious risk-taking that marked him out as a special talent. With the ball at his feet, he seemed to almost toy with opponents through a combination of mesmerizing close control, lightning-quick changes of direction, and a sharpness of mind that belies his years. His low center of gravity and ability to drift past defenders evoke comparisons to Lionel Messi, but his game is more reminiscent of the extravagant flair of Neymar and Ronaldinho. When Lamine Yamal was introduced as a late substitute against Real Betis on April 29, 2023, the world caught its first glimpse of a phenomenon in the making. Replacing Gavi in the 83rd minute, the whippersnapper wasted no time in making his mark. It was a cameo that announced his arrival on the biggest stage with the brashness of someone who simply expects to belong there. Barcelona won 4-0, but all the post-match buzz was around their newly minted teenage superstar. Yamal's rapid rise to prominence didn't stop at club level. In September 2023, having just turned 16, he earned his first call-up to the senior Spanish national team for the UEFA Euro 2024 qualifiers. He marked his international debut against Cyprus with a goal, becoming the youngest ever scorer for La Roja at 16 years and 57 days old. From there, he kicked on emphatically at Euro 2024, scoring against France and providing several assists as Spain won the tournament. On the biggest international stage, Yamal announced himself as the latest generational talent in the rich tradition of Spanish superstars. The parallels between Lamine Yamal's breakout season at 16 to 17 years old and Lionel Messi's at the same age have been inescapable. In 2005-06, Messi amassed 8 goals across 25 appearances in all competitions. Fast forward to 2024-25, and Yamal has already racked up 6 goals and a staggering 8 assists in 16 appearances across both La Liga and the Champions League. His rates of global contributions actually eclipse Messi's famed teenage heroics when compared at the same age. Moreover, the eye test reveals Yamal's superiority in certain areas. His dribbling ability is more extravagant, his long-range shooting more potent, and his vision for the final ball arguably more refined. While the Messi comparisons are flattering, Yamal is rapidly forging his own legendary narrative. Perhaps Lamine Yamal's most staggering trait is the supreme composure and situational awareness he displays in the fever-pitch cauldron of elite club football. At an age where most players would be overwhelmed, time after time, with the world's brightest lights shining, the teenager has made the right decision at the crucial moment. Whether it's the calmness under pressure to pick out a defense-splitting pass, the impudent flick to create shooting space, or the outrageous dribbling skill to beat his man, Yamal plays with the instinctive decisiveness of someone twice his age. Seasoned La Liga defenders have been left bewildered and embarrassed by his unflappable execution in high-stakes situations. In an individual campaign of staggering impact, few players in La Liga this season have directly influenced as many results as Lamine Yamal. The youngster often scores or assists in close games, proving that he has the ability to perform when it really matters. Yamal's extraordinary teenage exploits have understandably seen him decimate numerous long-standing age-related records. He is the youngest player ever to score for FC Barcelona and the Spanish national team. He is also the youngest player to score in several competitions such as La Liga, Copa del Rey, the Spanish Super Cup, and the European Championship. But it is not just scoring where Yamal has broken records. He is also the youngest player to provide an assist for Barcelona and in major competitions such as the Champions League, the European Championship, and in La Liga. He is also the youngest player to win a European Championship and the youngest player to win the Copa Trophy, a trophy given to the best young player in the world. A key factor in Lamine Yamal's precipitous rise is his ability to excel in multiple roles and positions. While primarily deployed as a right winger who can cut inside onto his stronger right foot, he has also been devastatingly effective as a false nine and an attacking midfielder. His tactical intelligence, owned at La Masia, shines through in aspects like his intelligent movement to find space, his quick interchanging of positions, and his reading of opposition systems to exploit gaps dynamically. Despite his age, Yamal boasts a strikingly mature understanding of the tactical ebb and flow of games, allowing him to be multifunctionally deployed based on opponent weakness. For Hansi Flick, Yamal is the ultimate wildcard super sub capable of unlocking any game scenario. What makes Lamine Yamal's rookie heroics even more staggering is the fearless mentality and insouciant swagger with which he plies his trade. On the biggest stages, against the most battle-hardened opponents, the teenager has consistently radiated an aura of unflappable confidence and rare self-belief. His star-making performances in Barcelona's 4-0 El Clasico victory at the Santiago Bernabeu is the embodiment of his phenomenal mentality. Playing in one of football's most hostile environments, Yamal twisted blood with an astonishing right-footed goal into the roof of the net, all while being publicly jeered and taunted by incensed Real Madrid fans. That he could channel incendiary abuse into a performance of supreme guile and athleticism reveals a mental fortitude that is the mark of true greatness. Lamine Yamal's 2023-24 output has already started to surpass some of the established elite names in La Liga. His 7 assists is more than any other player in the league this season, sitting ahead of Barcelona teammate Rafinha on 6. With 5 goals, he is outscoring Antoine Griezmann and on par with Dani Olmo. His total of 12 direct goal contributions is only bettered by Robert Lewandowski. Combine that with advanced metrics showing he leads the league for dribbles completed, chances created, and has elite underrated numbers for shot creating actions and expected assists, it becomes clear just how uniquely impactful the teenager's influence is. Among La Liga's galaxy of superstars is the 17-year-old sensation leaving the biggest imprint. What the raw numbers can't quantify, however, is Lamine's rare ability to simply enthrall and excite through his individualistic flair and crowd-pleasing audacity. From the breathtaking elasticity that allows him to wriggle free of clustered markers, to the visionary execution of high-risk flicks and Rabona passes, to the outrageous technical brilliance of some of his solo dribbling runs, Yamal possesses an unmistakable X-factor of sporting genius that transcends pure metrics. He is a showman who seems to take unabashed delight in toying with his prey while simultaneously evoking spontaneous roars of approval from the terraces. In an era of robotic systems, Yamal is a bolt of lightning that reawakens the soul of street football virtuosity. Lamine Yamal's terrifying potency as an attacking force comes from his blend of attributes that make him so excruciatingly difficult to defend against. His low center of gravity allows him to change direction at dizzying speeds, riding challenges and spinning away from markers in the tightest spaces. His explosively quick feet enable him to breeze past defenders with a shimmy or step over. Meanwhile, his calmness means he retains poise when attacking in 1v1 situations, capable of producing the perfect final ball or curling a shot unerringly into the top corner. Perhaps most fatally for defenders though is Yamal's incessant confidence. His fearless mentality transmits doubts and insecurities onto his prey, who find themselves a split second behind his creative genius. Unsurprisingly, all the fanfare around this latest footballing wonderkid has inevitably drawn comparisons to Lionel Messi's own teenage explosion. The otherworldly technical skills instantly evoke memories of Lionel Messi lighting up the Camp Nou as a 17-year-old. But while those parallels are undeniable and flattering for Yamal, there is a stylistic individuality and unique flair to his game that sets him distinctly apart. Whereas Messi's greatness was built on endlessly bamboozling defenses with a ball supernaturally glued to his feet, Yamal is more an outrageous showman, a Neymar-esque entertainer with tricks and flicks that border on the absurd. He may be thriving in Messi's long shadow, but Yamal is determinedly forging his own legendary aura. The sheer impact of Lamine Yamal's breakout season has prompted shockwaves of tactical readjustments across the league as teams desperately seek ways to contain the phenomenon. Some have resorted to deploying cynical triple-man marking details to shadowing his every move, while others have opted to sit deeper and allow Barcelona's aging midfield to be overwhelmed. There have even been ludicrous reports of managers doing extensive video study on the 17-year-old's gameplay tendencies in a bid to find weaknesses. For all of La Liga, Yamal has suddenly become priority number one. If Lamine Yamal can maintain his current stratospheric trajectory amid the rising tsunami of expectation and scrutiny, he has all the ingredients to establish himself as a generational icon for Barcelona and Spanish football. His combination of preternatural technique, athleticism, composure, and mentality already mark him out as a uniquely special talent at such a tender age. Moreover, his growing versatility and tactical acumen provide the foundations to evolve into a complete, multifaceted game changer. While comparisons to Messi are inevitable, Yamal is poised to update that lofty Barcelona prototype with an extra dimension of individuality, flair, and jaw-dropping talent. Greatness still beckons, but the early signs suggest La Liga has a new sovereign to be simultaneously feared and admired. Lamine Yamal is already rewriting the rules for what fans should expect from teenage footballers, but could the 17-year-old sensation merely be the face of a new Barcelona era of sustained dominance that sees them sweep the European stage over the next decade? Their academy continues to churn out elite young talent, which begs the question, why Barcelona will win the 2025 Champions League? Click the video on screen to find out the answer.